America Saves Week starts tomorrow, and still ahead, ways to put away some extra bucks this year. And next, common mistakes to avoid when filing your taxes. Well, tax season is here, and Adam Koos with Libertas Wealth Management Group is joining us to give us some advice on filing and common mistakes to avoid. So first, Adam, tell us, how can we make filing our taxes easier? You have some simple tips.
Yeah, I like to tell our clients, prepare, scan, and send. So the first thing, prepare, know what you own. I mean, right now you should have your W-2s already at this point, but your 1099s, things like that, you have to know what you have to avoid making other mistakes, I suppose. The second would be, making sure that you max out any traditional IRAs, SEP IRAs, Roth IRAs before April 15th, because you can actually do that up to April 15th of this year for last year's tax season.
Even though it's 2016, you could still do that for 2015.
Yep.
Good
Correct.
to know.
Yeah. Scan your tax documents, email them to your tax professionals if you have one, instead of sending them. That way you retain a copy, and then make sure that you're sending them as you get them. I think people make a mistake in that they have a tendency to want to wait until they have everything first and then send everything at once, and the mistake they make is they think they're being organized, but in reality what happens is the tax preparer ends up with all this tax stuff at once at the end of tax season, which just bogs them down.
Okay, so little at a time, make their lives a little bit easier. What are some other common mistakes that you see?
Well, I guess along those same lines, it'd be, I tell people, send the stuff as you get it, but be careful not to file too soon, especially people who own investments. 1099s, K1s, different investment things can come later. So if you file too soon, a problem you can end up with is you can end up having to file again. So if you file and then you get another tax document, you end up having to file another time. Another one, I mentioned maxing out IRAs, so Roth IRAs, traditional IRAs, SEP IRAs. You can do that up to April 15th of this year to max out last year's. And then another one we see a lot with people who try to do their own taxes is forgetting to pay their local taxes and school district taxes. And if your tax filing service or software doesn't trigger you to do that, what ends up happening is you end up having to pay taxes and penalties years later that you forgot about because you didn't pay your local or school district taxes.
It's never fun to have to owe money from years past.
So that's where it helps to hire somebody.
Okay, and who should we be hiring?
That is such a good question. So you can do it yourself if you're an analytic. If you're an engineer, analytic, somebody who really knows numbers, you can pay $35 to $55 for TurboTax and do it yourself.
And in some cases, do it for free if you make below a certain amount.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. And then the second thing you can do is if you need a person, which I highly recommend, if you have more than a couple W-2s and 1099s, you can hire Simplex Tax Service, for instance, is $150 in Central Ohio, $150 for married filing joint, individual. They do any return basically for $150 flat. Okay. But if you've got a business, multiple 1099s, you should probably hire a professional like a Warner and Harper or a GBQ, a CPA Inc., one of these bigger firms that can handle your own associates, Al Clement, we really like.
That have had a lot of people like yourself who know exactly what to do, what to file, how to do it.
Having people working in tandem and preparing, that's a big thing, prepare.
Okay. All right, well, thank you, Adam, so much for being here. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me again.
Gotta get those taxes done. Gotta find the time to do it. That's the tough part.
Right, yeah, that's right.